Johnson, and this is Focus on Liberia. Hit it! From Cape Mount to Cape Palmas, Mount Nimba to Atlantic Ocean, Obomi Hills to Bokonjre, to educate, elevate, and promote. Yeah, focus on Liberia. For Liberia, Liberia. For Liberia, yeah, 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 yeah. From Monday to Sunday. From Monday to Sunday. It's focus on Liberia. Talk about home affairs. Hey. In diaspora. Current affairs. Hey. Reliable information. History. Ooh. Talking about culture. Yeah. Politics. Education. Entertainment. Yeah. Business. Sports. Advertisement. Articulation. Focus on Liberia. Focus on Liberia. Focus on Liberia. From Monday to Sunday.
At Focus on Liberia, we discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Dennis Ja.
And I am Anthony C. and a pleasant welcome to Focus on Liberia. We are here with another edition of our program. The University of Liberia Alumni Association is comfortably seated in studio today here at Focus on Liberia to have a meaningful discussion everything the University of Liberia, and I understand they have an event that is coming up also. Everything will be talked about today. The university is the flagship university of our nation, Liberia. It has produced the best and the brightest of our nation, many of whom are in leadership, in government, in the private sector, and contributing to humanity in a very meaningful way. So this institution is very important in the life of our country and its people. So I'm excited to be here sitting with them to talk about everything the University of Liberia. Dr. George Y. Williams is here, and he will pick it up from me. Dad, how you doing?
Thank you, Anthony. It's great to be here today. I'm going to play host along with you in interviewing the leadership of the University of Liberia Alumni Association. This year happens to be a momentous year for us as an institution. As you know, there's so much going on at the back in Liberia. The university is in dire needs. There's dire straits. There are financial issues. There are human resource issues. And there are lots of other agencies that are working around the clock to assist the university get to where it ought to be. ULIBA, University of Liberia Alumni Association in the Americas, is just one of those many institutions helping the process of elevating the University to where it ought to be. And so we're happy to play host this event with our convention coming up in October, last week of October. And the convention chair and the leadership here to articulate in more detail what is expected. We want to use this opportunity as well to galvanize all members of the family, whether you graduated or not, whether you 844 or not, you were an ISEXer or you were part of the choir or you went to go visit, student center at some point. Join us in this very celebratory weekend that's coming up. And so the leadership, we're very happy to have you, Dr. Kwekwe, Mr. Smith. The board chair is here, Ms. Wilson. The chair emeritus of the convention is here, Mr. Twegbe, and of course, the host chair, the host coordinator of the convention, Reverend Mother Tisla, is here as well. Welcome, everybody. Maybe we kick this process off by you all introducing yourselves and letting us know your connection to the university family. So let's start with the president or the board chair, as it might be. Madam Board Chair. It's still early in Georgia, so let's go on to the president. We'll come back to the board chair.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, loud and clear.
Well, unfortunately, I'm slightly under the weather, so that's why you don't see my face. So my sincere apology. I am Wilhelmina Wilson, chair of the board, and I'm so grateful. And I want to applaud the hosts, both of you, and to say thank you to the Focus on Liberia team for giving us, allowing us to come to this platform to speak about our vision and our goals for the University of Liberia under our dynamic organization, ULIBA. So thank you so much. I'm listening, and I wish you all the best. Madam President and team, I know y'all will do an excellent job. So kudos and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Wilson. Madam President.
Thank you, Dr. Williams. My name is Dr. Fatima Greaves Kwekwe. I am the National President of the University of Liberia Alumni Association in the Americas. I am a graduate from the William V. Stutman Teachers College. Class of 1990, I graduated in 94. But I'm here and I'm happy to be on this platform.
Thank you. Great. Mr. Smith.
Good morning and good morning to our listening audience. My name is Isaac Smith. I am the National Vice President of the University Alumni Association in the Americas. I am a 1988 graduate of the university. I was amongst the first set of students that entered the Ibrahim Babangida Graduate School of International Studies, along with the former President Samuel K. Doe. I am happy to be a part of this great effort of giving back to the university because of all of what she's done for me. And so I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to share how we can all be a part of that effort of giving back. Thank you.
Great. Well, it's good that you brought up Bambagida because we need to revisit some of those structures and see how, while we're doing undergraduate, we can focus also on how to serve the graduate programs as well. Madam Tisley.
Good morning again, everyone, and I want to say thank you for giving us the opportunity to once more come and express profound gratitude to everyone and to encourage all to join us in this great effort. My name is Miara Tisley. I am a 1998 graduate of the University of Liberia, and I serve personally as the president of the DMV chapter here in the DMV area. And I'm glad to be here this morning. Thank you.
And the DMV is the host chapter for this year's activities. We will definitely come back to that. The chair is here, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, thank you. So I kind of I don't know whether this was planned, but probably it's divine, intervention here where you when you spoke earlier, Dr. Williams, you said the organization is open to all graduate and former students. And as we go through the swing of the introduction from the board chair to the chapter president, they are all graduates. So then you come to me. I did not graduate, but I attended the university. We fit into what you said, that everybody can be part of this great organization, both graduate and former students, or those who did not graduate from the university but attended. As long as you sat in that entrance and attempted the big five question and got in, you can be a part. So I did not graduate. I left the university in my 10th year. I entered the university 1994. I'm currently the chairperson of the convention, and I'm happy to be here today. Thank you, Dr. Williams.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, as we go along, another member of the family is going to join us, who happens also to be a member of the board. I did not intimate that in my initial comments. I serve as secretary on the board, and that board is chaired by Madam Wilhelmina Wilson. And so another board member who's also a part of the FOL family will be joining us as we go along. So before we go to the convention, let's hear about ULIBA and what is ULIBA? What is ULIBA doing? Because a lot of the questions people ask is, what are you all doing for the university? What has been going on? And that question will go to the president and her team. What has been going on with ULIBA and all that's happening at the university? Where does ULIBA fit?
So, thank you. ULIBA is the nonprofit organization that was founded here in the United States. And it started off years before, but in 2016 it was revitalized in the Pennsylvania area, and since then we've been moving on. So this will be our 9th convention. Our mission really is to gap that bridge between the University of Liberia and the Alumni Association. So we mobilize our resources to support the academic activities at the University of Liberia. So, we as alumni should do, we have brought ourselves together to just be able to give back to this great university that has brought us to where we are as a people. I will give example about myself. At the University of Liberia, I graduated from Teachers College, one of the young ones that were there, because in Liberia, the Teachers College, when you think about it, it's always just those that were already veteran teachers from KRTTI and ZRTTI, or teaching already in the schools, that went to Teachers College. And so we were the young ones there that came directly from high school to Teachers College. And I have come to this country where, based on that foundation that I got from the University of Liberia, I'm able to acquire a master's and a PhD. And so I'm really, really grateful to the university for what it has given me. And so we try our best to bring together all of us that have walked through the walls of the university and are able to give back. And so my team took over in 2023. So this is coming, this convention will be 2 years in. And in our 2 years, we have been able to provide street lights for the walkway in Fendel for the pre-med students, because one of the things that were told to us when we took over by the delegation that came from Liberia was that security at Fendel was paramount. And so we as leaders got together and we were able to raise funds to put 85 solar panel lights on that campus to help with the security, and so that the students there can feel safe when they're leaving classes in the night to go to their dormitories. We also have we also collaborated with the University of Liberia Alumni in Liberia. And recently we are opening a resource center on the main campus where students will be able to go when they want to make a quick copy or want to get on the computer quickly because they got research to do. So that resource center will be located in FQ9, and it's being worked on, and they're in the progress of just making the place ready for it to open. We also, when Dr. Makwanya took over, one of her struggles is having seating for the university students in the classroom. Our first step was to help with that seating process. So we, in the process of providing 1,000 armchairs, we already have given 600, and the vendor is finishing up the next 400 to give. And that's not the end. These are just a few of the projects we have gotten involved in so far.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. That's a lot, and I'm more than sure there's more in the pipeline. Let's shift a little bit to membership. ULIBA is supposed to be a national organization. Mr. Vice President, tell us a little bit about the spread of the organization. What's the chapter representation like across continental America and Europe? Because I'm aware that we do have a representation somewhere out there. Either they're affiliating with continental USA or working to establish themselves as a chapter on that end. But give us a sense of chapter representation across the USA, and what are the requirements to setting up a chapter as well. And what does one need to do to declare their interest in setting up a chapter?
Thank you very much, Dr. Williams. Membership is the cornerstone for any organization, especially one like ours that is solely dependent on the voluntarism of people and the willingness to be committed to the process of giving back. And so we, at the moment, have been able to successfully establish 8 chapters across the United States. And some of these chapters have multiple states that are involved. Of those 8 chapters, we have the DMV chapter, which consists of people residing in Maryland, Washington, D.C., and the Virginia area. We have the New England chapter, another chapter with multi-states involvement. People in the Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut areas are all part of the New England chapter. We have the Minnesota chapter. We have the Georgia chapter. We have the North Carolina chapter. We have the Pennsylvania chapter, which we often refer to as our mother chapter. Am I missing anyone?
Minnesota.
We have New Jersey.
And Delaware.
We have the New Jersey chapter, and then we have the Delaware chapter. So those are currently the 8 chapters we have. And the process for establishing a chapter is first to identify within the locality individuals who are graduates and have interest. And with the listing and commitment of 10 members, you can begin the process of your formation, and we will provide all of the support that will lead to the chartering of that chapter. And so right now we have folks in the California area. We have up to 25 individuals through the instrumentality of Joe Capia. And in that area, we're able to list 25 people, and that chapter is in the process of softening and narrowing the whole engagement to get them ready for total involvement. So some of them are currently participating in activity, but they haven't risen to the level of acceptance as a chapter yet. And we are working hard to make sure that we can be extensive throughout the United States, because our members are spread not just in the United States, but in Canada, in Europe. We have relationship with folks in Europe, in Germany, in Belgium, and but because this is the University Alumni Association in the Americas, so they are not technically part of this, but we do have engagement with them, and so that they can also support the activities that we do to help the university. We also have relationship with people in Nigeria. That's a very strong and broad-based membership of Nigerians who went to the Liberia and studied through our the medical school was one of the places that many Africans went, came, and got their education from AM Dokiyati College. And so we have a strong base of folks in Nigeria who the relationship is one of networking and partnership in the event that we have those projects that will require, tremendous amount of resources that we can pull from all of these networks that we have around. We are still working on building our membership base. I can tell you for sure we haven't done very much at that, because just in the U.S. we have over 20,000, 30,000, perhaps even more. And it shouldn't be the intent to make people a member, but actually the intent to make people committed to the cause, so that the support base can be strong enough to get us doing the things we want to do for the university. And when we can get to that place where we have the 10,000 people who don't necessarily have to say, I am a member of ULIBA, but I support the mission of ULIBA, and we have that consistency in a level of support, then there are tremendous things that we can do. So that is so far where we are with our membership, and we are going to be working to make sure we can get to that place where we can get that consistent support and stream of.
That's great. That's great. Great to hear. Madam Tisley, you administer a chapter. How has that process been? How do you see chapters being more effective in supporting the work of the National Association vis-a-vis the National Association to the university? So as the arm of, a critical arm of the organization, how do you see your role?
Well, as you heard from our national vice president, he said that it's not just being a part of the organization, but it's your willingness to serve. And I see myself as a servant, and also in the process of giving back. As you look at this year's theme, we talked about embracing, I think that's what it says, embracing the past, or remembering the past and embracing the future. It is based on that we, even our president, national president, said it is based on the sacrifices that those who went on before us, that they made for us, that today most of us that have come into this country, we have been able to succeed. We have doctors, we have lawyers, we have engineers, we have professors, and all of that. It has been because of the sacrifices those of our forefathers and mothers made at the University of Liberia. that propels us to come and be a part of this great organization. So what I see is just the matter of being able to give back, being able to help where I have been helped. So I'm here as a servant to give back.
That's fantastic. We'd like to recognize Mr. Padmore, who's joining us. Mr. Padmore happens to also be a member of the board of directors of ULIBA. And so, Mr. Padmore, welcome. It's great to have you join us in hosting this very auspicious team. Before we turn over to Mr. Padmore, I just want to go to Mr. Twegwe. Mr. Twegwe, you know, your position is enviable. You say you didn't graduate. What has motivated you to commit so much of your time, your expertise? I can recall that you ran workshops in North Carolina. You've given a lot to ULIBA. What would you say to the thousands of ULIBians, especially those in the DMV, who are sitting on the sidelines? They graduated. They are where they are because they hold something that you don't have in your hand, but yet you're so committed. You've in fact, part of the reason some of us got on board was because people like you were a part of this organization. And so what would you say to people who are sitting on the sidelines, who have a certificate in their hand, who still have their ID, still remember their ID number? You know, their ID numbers. Still remember those, but yet are on the sidelines. What would you say has been your reason for being on, and why did you leave the sidelines and get involved?
So thank you, Dr. Williams. So I just want to branch onto something, the 6 words that we were able to, that we have for this year, team for this year convention. The first 3, honoring the past. The next 3, embracing the future. So if I have to slash the answer into 2, I would just take the first 3 words in the team for this year convention, honoring the past. So that past reflecting to me, and in line with your question, the University of Liberia have given me the foundation that I have today. The University of Liberia have propelled me, the knowledge I gained from there have set me on a good path for the future. So for those on the sideline, for those who graduated, for those who did not graduate, look at the foundation you have gotten from the University of Liberia. And the question that comes into mind, how can you pay a foul? And that embracing the future, which is the second 3 words in our team, how can you pay that foul? Because there's somebody at that university today that is counting on your support, that is counting on your encouragement. I've been part of the organization since 2017 when we hosted the first convention in Maryland as a group, not necessarily as a chapter, but as a group. And since then, I've passed through the leadership structure. As you know, I serve as a national treasurer for 5 years, 4 of that elected, and then COVID was able to bless over 1 extra year, like the librarian would say, it does. So I ended up serving 5 years, and we were able to work on putting a structure financially that made the organization to the asset of the organization and the financial foundation to be very strong. But the interesting thing about that, it would not have happened, without the foundation, the 101 accounting, the 201 accounting, the accounting class with the auditing class, the cost accounting class that I had at the University Library. That gave me the foundation to be where I am. So for those who are on the sideline, I want to encourage you. You owe it to the university, you owe it to the foundation that you have from the University Library. So I will encourage folks who graduated, folks who did not graduate, folks who passed that entrance and walked through the doors of the university to come on board, because the university needs you so much at this time. And the images that we see out of the campus, if that's not good enough to compare you to be on board, then I don't know what else it will be.
Great. Well, let's welcome again Mr. Padmore, Mr. Anthony Sear, and the best in the business, the host and founder of FOL, Mr. Dennis Ja. Dennis, you're on. Welcome.
Thank you. I mean, I thought you were talking to me when you said, people attended the university, they remember their ID number and still they are stuck on the sideline. Well, for the record, my ID number is 21 21894.
All right.
So, in fact, most of my pins, that's what I use. So, if you think you're talking to me,
Thanks for letting us know.
So you say we can hack into your account now or what?
well,
Okay, if money in there, man, we'll use it, oh, bro.
21984.
I'm happy. I'm happy to be here. I entered the university in 1989, and till this day, the greatest regret of my life is I was not able to graduate from the University of Liberia. Every time there was war, the war ceased, we'll be in Guinea and go back to LU. You want to finish LU. So this LU business, I almost died, let me tell you. We always wanted to graduate, but it was not possible. And but I'm happy to be here on the show. University started 1862, I guess, yeah. So from 1862, the alumni or the former students should be even plenty more than the sand on the beach. So I'm very curious. And then we continue to, and those days when even like former president, people will work in government, go back to the university, a lot of changed since then. So, these are some of the questions I have. I will put my, being on the sideline, I will put that on the side and ask you some questions to really see, why is it that we are still at this point of the University of Liberia? We are still struggling. I think it was Isaac or Daniel who were talking about the images from there, what the students are doing, what everybody is doing, and how you have been trying to help. So every time you help, it's like a drop in the bucket. But so we're here to understand all that so that other people like me on the sideline can be encouraged to be a part. But thank you for the great work you're doing.
All right. Michael.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Williams. I'm glad to be here. Let me apologize for my tardiness. Something just came up that I couldn't pull myself away from in time. Thank you to Mr. Sear for stepping in for me and handling business until I got here. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be amongst the Yuliba Nation. Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. We're excited about upcoming convention. Things seem to be picking up speed, and so we're looking forward to a successful convention again this year. So we'll ask the questions. I have questions myself. We'll ask the questions. Our purpose here is to get the message out to let people know who Yuliba is, what they're doing, and what's coming up. So hopefully by the end of this program, we have done all that we came here to do. But thank you so much, and once again, I'm excited to be here.
Great. Let's go to the board chair. Madam Board Chair, if you're there, you provide global oversight on Yuliba affairs. What would you say has been the highlight of your time as head of the board, and where do you see Yuliba in 5 years, 10 years, in terms of its contribution to the university and the country?
Thank you for the question. Right, what I might say is one of the things, the highlight of Yuliba right now is working towards institutionalizing the organization, having a structure and building a strong foundation so that no matter who its leaders are, there will be consistency and continuity in whatever we set out to do. It's good to talk about the goals and the accomplishments, but if the foundation is not strong enough and you don't have, certain policies, and processes put in place, then the organization can easily tarnish, can easily die, disappear once a certain group of leadership goes off the stage. So that for me, once the foundation again, it's important to the organization. So on the world stage where I see Yuliba, I see Yuliba growing into an institution where we will be comparable to other institutions such as ours, other nonprofit organization that can go out there, have that type of high power conversation, and be able to compare, what our visions are, and we share our goals and processes and work together. Because one of the things, like the national vice president said, yes, we don't have our counterparts who are abroad, like the folks in Nigeria and all of that. They are not necessarily a part of Yuliba, but we do collaborate with them. And this is how I envision that Yuliba would be able to go out, not just keep the burden of meeting our goals in the pockets of our members, but that we can go out and exploit and take advantage of those programs that are there, that we as a 501c organization can benefit from, that we will use this tool. There's a lot that we can accomplish, and in a very cost-effective manner. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm also looking at our partnership with the University of Liberia. The president, Dr. Mampaya, has been very receptive to our organizations. And now we're starting to see where we can talk about what's important to the university. We can talk about what their dreams are and what would make the university a vibrant institution that it too can be comparable to other universities. So this is where I see Yuliba in a very high skill performance, not to accept mediocrity, that we will not operate based on friendship. We will get to the place where talent, skills, knowledge, experience is the basis for which we will elect our and place our leaders. So that's the kind of thing I'm looking at. Friendship, yes, have fun, but professionalism and being very, very objective as we choose our leaders to carry on our dreams. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Boche. Thank you. And it's good you mentioned Dr. Mampaya. She's relatively new to the job, new to the environment in terms of leadership at the university. How has the process been for Yuliba in terms of the numerous changes? We've had 3 presidents in the last 5 years. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. How is that impacting Yuliba and Yuliba's operation and engagement with the university? And that's a question for the executive leadership. How is it impacting what Yuliba hope or can do for the university, so that people out there will understand the dynamics in terms of what Yuliba is able to do conveniently at a faster pace than some might imagine?
Thank you, sir. When you said it, I kind of smiled because we took over, our leadership took over in 2023. And when we took over in October of 2023, Dr. Nelson was the president of the University of Liberia. And halfway through the year, when we're preparing to fundraise for the lighting project, we had to switch to Dr. Conte. And then from Dr. Conte, we end, and now we have Dr. Mampaya. So you see, just in the last 2 years, we have had 3 presidents. And that can really slow us down, because if you have a project that you need to do for the university and you have to stop and start again, that's to set aside the different protests and strikes that go on that stop school for a little bit and stuff like that. And so you have to reestablish yourself every time. So that has really slowed us down. So right now, for me, I'm very hopeful, because I think I see the university realizing, or the country realizing, those changes can really dampen the progress. And so I'm hopeful that the road that we are on now will be able to have some things happening faster than before. Thank you.
And talking
George,
about presidents.
I want to add to that real quick, if you don't mind.
Okay.
That question there is so very important. And I think for those many people who frequently and constantly ask, what is ULIBA doing? What is the Alumni Association doing? They need to understand this. Since 2016, we've had several presidents from Dr. Dennis to Dr. Weeks, and then just moving and moving. The board chair talked about continuity and consistency. And we also know that continuity in the leadership at the university, consistency and longevity at the university leadership is very key to the operation of ULIBA, because ULIBA just cannot do anything she wants to do because we see it and think it is a need. We have to function within the framework of the university's strategic plan, their goals, and their needs. We cannot just do anything. I remember growing up, and every time I heard the word president, especially in grade school, elementary, moving up to junior high school, I always associate the president of a school with the school president, like the senior class president. And what I always heard every year at the university commencement was Dr. Mary Anthony Brown Shem, president of the university. It got to one point, I think after several years, but the woman are the only president the other school can have. They can't change. It was later that I got to know what tenure meant and how the longevity and the tenure in the leadership can be so effective in the growth, the expansion, and the development. Because for every time there is a change, that new president and the leadership team have to kind of regroup and recap the vision, try to understand where the university is, what the priorities are, and which we want to tackle before we can get on board and say, where are you? Where do you need the help? And before you know, when that changes, they got to start that whole cycle all back. And many people will just be asking, so what you're doing? We can't do anything. We obviously can't do anything. We have to do what the university needs so that it can be impactful. For example, the president mentioned the chairs. The lighting. They express how needful the electricity on that campus was for the purpose of security. And we jumped on that because it was their need and they expressed it, and we were able to implement a project to make sure that that need was addressed. We have videos and statements and comments from students reading on the lights and expressing how appreciative they are for those solar panel lights and how it has allayed the fears, and they are even enjoying the benefit of reading under the lights and standing in the compound in the evening time and having fun. That's how impactful a project can be when it is addressing a need. So I'm saying this to say to the many people who always ask, oh, what you're doing over there? Oh, you got the money. That's why we can't just do anything, because university leadership is changing consistently, and we have to be able to be in tune with what the university needs with the current leadership so that we are on the same page and we are not, just operating outside of the need and the desire and interest and impact that those needs can be addressing. Thank you.
Talking about presidents of the University of Liberia, and let me also announce that we're being joined by our folks at here FM 95.9 in Monrovia. Our producer there, James T. Wakwe, is right there. James, welcome to the show. As you set up, I just wanted to provide a little history here. Sometime when University of Liberia started in 1862, the first president of Liberia, Joseph Jacob Roberts. Edward Wilmot Blaney, the father of Pan-Africanism, was the second. And then you have Garrison W. Gibson, another president of Liberia. Arthur Barkley, another president. J.J. Dawson, the first Chief Justice. Charles D.B. King was also president. Edwin Barkley was also president. And then when we started knowing ourselves now, we started hearing the name. Before Dr. Mary Anthony Brown Sherman was J. Bernard Blamo.
Yeah.
Then we have Joseph G. Morris, Stephen Yeckerson, the War King, Patrick LMC, and so on and so on. So who has the university is very key. And I think for Edward Bladden, they have there that he was elected. Now, and our people say, when we can't take back, so we don't need to hire our, other spots. That has been one of the major problems, right? If the president has there's no tenure now. I don't think so. It's no tenureship. The president politics have infiltrated, and the president have to appoint. That is a problem. And Isaac, you were saying, if the president appoints all the time, and there is a lot of political influence on the campus, it's going to be difficult for you. So I understand what you're saying, but let me turn it over to James T. Wakwe at here FM, so that the people in Monrovia, in Liberia, in Bapolo, in Nimba, and maybe in Sino. Okay, is that true? Can you hear us? James, over to you.
Okay, yeah, so thank you, and I'd like to apologize firstly for coming on very late. That is due to some technical problem we had, and we had to resolve that very quickly to ensure that the program is aired on the radio. So I'd like to also say good afternoon to all of our panelists today. And as I read through the subtitle, as I'm seeing that we are having the Alumni Association of the University of Liberia. And it's good that we have them here because I am a student of the University of Liberia. And I look forward to a wonderful conversation with them, and especially concerning what are some of the things they are doing there for maybe scholarship opportunities and other opportunity infrastructure, support and whatever thing they're doing. I look forward to hearing from them and to ensure that at least we can make University of Liberia second to none in Liberia.
And James, not only what they are doing, but what are you doing to make their work easy? We want to hear that too.
Yeah, definitely.
Mr. Sia, you say you have a question.
Thank you, Dennis. We share something in common concerning the university. I did not graduate. Maybe the plus you have it, you remember your ID number. I do not. Maybe my time was more tougher than yours. I don't know. But it's good having the University of Liberia alumni and former students are here to talk about the university. For me, when it comes to the university, it represents everything Liberia in terms of leadership and education. And it's obvious that reforms are needed. And so I asked the question, what reforms do you believe are most urgent with respect to curriculum, faculty development, infrastructure, and student support for the university to be what we all want it to be?
And to add to that, what change do you need to make your job easier? Because you doing your work is hard. So I'm just piggybacking on Anthony's question.
And that's a question for anyone on the panel.
Yes, including you, Josh.
Including you.
Including me?
Including you.
Oh, my goodness. Well, listen, there's a lot. If I can kick this off, Madam President, if you don't mind, that's a lot that can happen. ULIBA is one of 1,000 organizations across Liberia hoping to impact change. There's a lot of change. We just mentioned one very critical piece. That is the politicization of education in the country. How can we ensure that we can take off the president's desk the whole idea of the president being the one to appoint a university president? I think education should be devoid of politics, and by that we mean mainstream political decision making shouldn't be a part of the process of advancing the educational system. Every time we politicize it, we have a problem. The people on the board is chaired by, yeah, it's a public institution. We agree about that. But politicians who are in charge can appoint private citizens to administer the work of the university, to supervise the work of the administration, the board, and the board in turn can contract based on spelled out qualifications for the university. We have the president appointing, we have the chair of the board of directors, who is a sitting senator, another politician. And so it's easy for politics to get muddled up in the decision making of who runs the university and who doesn't. And so one of those changes we would like to see made is the depoliticization of the appointment of who runs or who administers the university. Another thing is, and Isaac made that point clear, tenure is critical. Tenure is critical. If the president can at any time remove the president of the university, he definitely operates at the whims and caprices of the president. And in academia, that doesn't help. That doesn't help. Beyond the political side is the student side. I'm very worried about the people calling themselves students at the university. A lot of those people, I'm a former member of SUP. And I don't know if I can call myself a former member, but I'm a member of SUP. And the SUP that I see today is not the SUP that I was a part of. What is the SUP today bringing to the table other than agitation consistently? What are they bringing to the table? Part of my rhetorical excellence that you hear and that's exhibited was given to me by SUP under the Palava Hut. Under the Palava Hut. SUP helped with my rhetoric. SUP helped with my public
Speaking.
Today, we hear malapropos, we hear people, speaking that do not represent what a university ought to look like. Beyond asking for and engaging in things extra to the university and the advancement of the university, what else are they bringing to the table? And so there are lots to be changed. There are lots to be changed. I walked through the university. The quality of English, Michael, that I heard people speak was no different from the English spoken down Waterside. No different from the English spoken in other places you wouldn't dare to walk, whether day or night. And so I wonder what's happening. How we position ourselves to represent this highest institution of higher learning that we're so proud of. It's not just the issues happening at the university, but also how are the people calling themselves students positioning themselves to represent the very institution.
We have one student here, James T. Wakwe. Maybe you will help. And James, help describe for us life on the University of Liberia campus. And was many people compare student before and student now. Well, this is about 2025. You don't expect students to be like 1970 when George was there, but but James, just for the sake of the listener, I think a lot of being put on the student. And what we see here from afar looking, the stone throwing that can be offended and all the different things. Many of us who were there in the 1980s and beyond didn't see that. So just and what are you doing as a student? most of the time, if we see a student now, they're synonymous to different things. What kind of student are you? Let's start with you.
So yes, I'm a very productive and forward moving student, and I look forward to. I want to agree with what Dr. George said about some of the things he said that the University of Liberia that he attended before is not the university now. That is true, because during those days you had facilities there at the students' disposal. For example, you did not have a campus that is currently as dilapidated as it is now, right? So let's take a look at the classrooms that students sit in to write tests or to even do lessons, right? The classrooms are filthy, even as compared to the bathrooms. The learning environment is not as conducive as it used to be before. So I agree with him that the university, fine, that's the picture. So I agree with him that the University of Liberia is not what it used to be rather before. But there are a few positive things that students are doing. We have students carrying out different initiatives on campus. In fact, I was there, I remember the current BIOSA, that is the Biology Students Association, they did a rally, they purchased additional chairs from that money that was generated from the students' own money, and then they purchase those chairs just to help the school administration to to bring additional chairs in for students that they will not have to be toting rather one chair from chairs from one end of the university campus to another.
That
That alone, right?
that's the we all did that. So that's some of the
Yeah, so
fun of your
so
campus.
I'm talking about what the students are doing. So aside from that, there are other workshops, seminars, and conferences that has been hosted by other organizations on the campus. Most of that, the issue about soup, I don't want to speak to that because at some point in time I've disagree with them, because some of the things they put us on, they are just, you can clearly see that it is being like financially induced. But what I do believe that they have some genuine points and issues, and the university just need to look at them keenly and address the ones that can be looked into immediately. For example, the issue about the bathrooms, the issue about the classroom management, the issue about painting the building, the issue about having access to library on campus, the science lab. Those things are things that students in other countries have access to. They do not have to go look elsewhere if they are talking about igneous rock. They do not have to go look elsewhere if they're talking about metamorphic rock. They do not have to go look for those chemicals and things as well. They should have it on the campus of the university. The administration is trying, but I think they need to do more. And placing the burden only on the students, I think, is being unfair, because they are brilliant students. And I mean, maybe I've not met the recent ones, but trust me, if you come across some of those brilliant and astute students of UL, you'll wonder whether you, I mean, you not want to miss your days like back in the 80s or the 90s. But they are brilliant students. They are also bad ones, I agree, but there are more good students in the university now than before. And I think that there's a need that we improve more some of the things. And once the school provides the means for students to learn, students will be willing to make themselves available. But if the means and the avenue is not created, right, for students to learn, then the ones who are serious to learn, they just become like the bad apples, because what's the essence of you wasting your time to study every time, do this, and then we come back, you in the same old problem, and those who are not even studying, right, you guys get the same grades. So then why can't you just do the same thing they're doing? Though it's not a rationale to say you should not study, but these are some of the issues that students are facing on campus. Yeah, so I mean, I can describe it in a way good, that right now learning on campus is very toxic, it's very difficult for us.
That's good.
Well,
That's good.
Can I come in? James, I mean, I'm listening to you, and what you're saying is my thought, precisely. That's how I feel about the whole university issue. Because there's two, the two things happening here, like that James expressed, right? I too was in politics at the university. Okay, I came from the student integration movement. I ran I was the vice tenor bearer to Councilor Nibadi Warner when he ran for ran for the student government. So we all did politics on campus. I think where we come in as the alumni is to see how best we can help in those situations that James has been explaining. And I think when we continue to do that, we'll be able to help students get back to why they are there on campus.
I just
I'm praying for you that year.
Already.
I
At
just
long last, the perfect team.
I was there too, but I think that's before the election, the war started, and then I was pushed away again because I was living in Bannersville, so I couldn't.
yeah. But you know, I wanted to say I'm glad I'm hearing what James is saying, that some groups have come together to do some positive things, because that had been my question all along. And I know you had the Varsity Christian Fellowship, you have the ISEC, and all those the economic students, those groups
Great commission too.
consistently, yeah, those groups consistently over the years have always been involved with mind building activities, capacity building programs, and helping to grow the future youth. I mean, the current youth for future leadership and all of those things. But the political leadership of the university has a lot of power. And one of the questions that I always asked is, when can we see, if not from the political group, a group that will call themselves University Student for Progress? And all you need to do is the simple things that may not cost you much. Why there are so many needs that you have, what are some of those things that you can also begin to do for yourself? For example, you say pin the building. University Student for Progress can have a campaign to pin the building. And you can write to all these stores and Abijade, the supermarket, the painting company, the administration, all these whatever it is, and get some, and get some, raise some funds. All about, if you got there and say, listen, this is the problem we have, and people see that you are not standing in the street and blocking traffic, but instead you are attempting to help solve the problem, I'm telling you, you have so much more help than you ever would have expected, because people would come and
before you
those
end,
you are not even asking will come and give.
Isa,
What's about cleanup campaign? They're picking on the right here on campus. Yes.
Before you end, James says some of the activities on campus are financially induced. I thought that was breaking news.
Yes.
One of James, but you see, I was on refugee camp where the leaders, and if you this is not the place for it, so I don't want to take you in different direction, because if we do a root cause analysis about what's going on, it's going to spread in different direction, because there are people who can induce those things because they benefit from chaos. If there's no chaos, they're not in power.
The chaos, you're right.
I'll be interested to hear from the Reverend view on this, but there are a lot of problems. The students, and James is an example of the students that are doing very well. James, since we got him to be a producer at Kia Radio, I mean, things have spiked on the positive side. So there are still bright spots. I interview a lot of students. I mean, some high school students when I was working with Divine, what is his name? The Liberian question, the debates and all these things. I mean, the students from Liberia, the one that I interviewed, they went to Morocco. Some of them are even here from high school. I mean, excellent. We are working with one as a developer in Liberia. He can develop any computer thing that you think of. So they are there, but just like we started with leadership, politics have dominated everything, so that when you're doing something good, nobody hears about you. But just like those of us on the talk show business, those guys then that when they open their mouth, they are the one who get best crowd. But I'm interested in hearing from Reverend Tisley and also Asumana.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Cha, for the opportunity. I I was also thinking in the direction that our national vice president was thinking in, and I would say to James, if you are one of the good apples, we want to use you. We hope that you will make yourself available to like start something. And if you do, you will get our support. When I say our, I'm not talking about everyone on this platform, but I can say to you, you will definitely get my support. I have an organization in Liberia, and we can also help, especially with the bathrooms. Now, if you are at the University of Liberia and the bathrooms are in a deplorable condition, what can you do? You could start maybe getting one at a time taken care of, like one for the male, one for the female, and send us your information. We, as students, this is what we decided to do. But when we are trying here to assist, like you heard, getting chairs, putting lights, and when you look in the streets, the very students are there throwing the chairs. No one will want to help. We understand. I see the building. I never sat in anything like such. I saw water rolling, and we are not insane. We see what's happening. But if I want my house to be fixed and I'm throwing rock on it, then I'd have no intention for doing that. Also, we talk about the kind of English that our students are speaking. And I heard you saying people paid and get good grades. And so you who's trying to study, you're going to pay to know. I want you to be a channel of change, to be there to talk to your fellow students, because it is because of that, like we are saying, we are looking at the past and embracing our futures. Most of us here, like the president said, we had to tow chair from TH to this place and that to make sure we had chairs to sit down. It was a little bit better. The place was a little bit cleaner than now. We didn't have bathrooms that were so dirty, but we had responsible students that would take care of them. So we want you to just appeal to you. Maybe you, as one of that good apple, could be a China as we leave this. I see someone say they want to speak to some of the students. Probably you know some of those that are good. I can get under the very Palawa hut and tell and say, look, we know this is what we're going through, but we can channel our grievances in a more, better manner than helping to destroy what we don't even have.
Yeah. All right. At this point, we've crossed the midpoint. So let's go back to our convention 2025. 2025. Michael, you want to take the first shot?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm going to throw this out there. I need information, people. When is our convention? When is our, and where is it? Can somebody put that information out for me? Isaac, you want to go with that one? When is
refer to the national chairman of the convention committee, the honorable Dr. Daniel D. Twebe.
Oh, but then it's so good you're right in the middle. That you don't want to come into the other question, Chief.
Oh, but anyway, but thank you, Michael. To start with that, the convention. So one of the things that we were able to do is to look at past convention that we have had and try to tweak the process a little bit. So technically, the convention starts on Saturday, October 25th. And the reason for that is because the following week, the 31st, Friday the 31st, and then Saturday the 1st of November, and then Sunday the 2nd. Particularly Saturday, we look at past convention activities. We see that the issue of engagement has been significantly less. And this year around, the fact that we're going to have the president of the university, Dr. McFarlane, coming, we want to engage her in a business roundtable discussion, and we want to have enough time so people can ask those questions. So the strategy is to bring our reporting process, and that's what I said. The convention technically starts or will start on Saturday, October 25th. On that day, we're going to have The reporting process, we are encouraging the chapters are already working on getting that reports together. That process will be via Zoom. Also, this year is an election year. So we have all the position, both board and executive up. So that Saturday will be the debate, intellectual debate to say the least, on that Saturday for the convention. So that process get resolved then. And then the following week, uh, Friday, October 31st, we're going to have our welcome event that consists in there. We're going to have we have our queen contest that day. We have all the chapter that was mentioned earlier. At least about six of them have their queen, beautiful ladies ready to go. We're encouraging every members in the chapter to come out and support their queen. You know, the thing about it, you're not going to send somebody to the dance and then you sit home.
Yeah.
You got to come and support them. So the chapters that sending Queen, we want to encourage your members to come. You know, you can leave somebody a beautiful daughter sitting down there and nobody putting money in the thing. So you have to come out. So that will be Friday the 31st. On Saturday is the election for both the Saturday November 1st for the bowl and the entire EC. And we're going to have reporting by the national president, the board of director, to give the state of of the association. But most importantly, that morning will be the business roundtable with Dr. McPine. So that day, we want to actually engage her and listen to her directly, and ask the question directly. Some of the things that are happening, some of the images that we are seeing, what is actually happening, and how can she provide us information and give us some form of a marching order in terms of how we can support. Remember now, we have our team honoring the past. That past has to do with every one of us on this platform, life we live or things we did on the university and what make us who we are today. Embracing the future, the currency of the associate of the university. Are we happy with that as graduates and former students? Can we embrace that? And if we will, how can we do that? So the team is very unique for this ninth convention. So that Saturday morning, so we regroup Saturday evening and have a formal program to which Dr. McPine will be the guest speaker in that role, or the special guest. We also have the past president of the University of Liberia, Dr. Ahasa Kante, who's going to grace the occasion. We have a few dignitaries locally and from the library, and including the representative to the UN, Honorable Brown. So we have folks for that evening. That will be Saturday night. That program starts at 7, and we really want to take away the Liberian time thing. We want to be specific on the time, and we're hoping that our membership, both the leadership and members, will just respect time. When we say something is starting at 8, let be there at 8 and starting at 8. We have the tendency to come late, and everybody want to speak, and you can tell nobody to say, "Hey, you're not going to talk," because people got to speak. So that will be Saturday night. We have the formal ball, which going to be a ticket event. We have our members who are paying their package. There are gifts included in the package. As you come, you have your souvenir bag, you have your T-shirt, you have your bottle, all with the emblem of the University of Liberia and the convention team listed on there. And then on Sunday, we're going to be making Sunday a lot more festive again. It's an all white event on Sunday, and we're going to be doing a karaoke. So if you're in a chapter and you participated in a talent show at EJ Row back in the day, come with your voices, come, and it's a karaoke. So the song gonna be posted. So, and we're gonna sing along with you, but come and be part of that karaoke event on Sunday. Like they say, we're gonna be listening to the song and not your voice, but in this case, we're listening to both. So we got a jam-packed weekend beginning the 25th to October 31st, November 1st, and then November 2nd.
So what,
So
what state? What state is this going to be in? What
thank you.
city?
So yes, so the convention going to be right here in the great state of Maryland in Silver Spring.
Okay. Silver Spring.
Interestingly,
Okay.
yes. So we gonna have, so instead of people moving back and forth, we were pretty much strategic, and we're blessed to have a venue that will host all 3 events on that weekend. So the same place you come on Friday, you come back there on Saturday morning, you come back there Sunday or Saturday evening, and then you come back there on Sunday. So you don't have to be looking for places. So that one address will bring you there for all 3 of the. Now, if you want to stay the night there, you're still going to be to the same place, but we encourage you. There are hotels that we engage The information is posted. You just got to call and then get the discount. We have posted information about local hotels already. The local airport. We have 3 airports, but preferably we will encourage folks to use the BWI airport is within close proximity compared to the other 2 airports. But either way, Uber or drive or get on a plane, we want to see you here during our weekend in the great state of Maryland, Silver Spring, New Hampshire Avenue, to be precise.
Okay, so tell us, you mentioned something about packages. Do you what are the prices for the packages, and what does it get you?
Okay, so for all former students and graduate, the convention fee for this year is $175. There's a reason for that, but I won't go through the reason. But it's $175 that to be part of this process, and you can see that also as your own way of giving to the university as we pay a file. So in that particular package, you get this where you get entrance to all the events from Friday to Sunday, also from the week before Saturday night. So you get entrance to all the events. You are also gonna get the souvenir items, which include the bags, your T-shirt, pens, water bottle, and so on and so forth. So you get the entire souvenir package has a member that paid the 175.
Okay, now, some people, they're not members of ULIBA. They won't be they might be spouses. They won't be participating in the business meeting and stuff, but they would definitely love to come to the evening event, the evening ball. For them, do you guys have separate tickets?
Absolutely. So couple tickets is $75. A single ticket is $50. So we already selling those tickets, but those tickets they can also come and pay at the door. As a couple, it's gonna be $75. As a single person, it's gonna be $50.
Okay. Now, if they want to purchase in advance, where can they go to do that?
Right now, to purchase in advance, we working. We're supposed to soon set up an Eventbrite, and we're going to be sending that information out. So hopefully we can have that information available that is being worked on. But even with that, as they come to the door, every method of payment is available. Whether it's Cash App, it's Zelle, it's credit card, it's PayPal, it's cash. We have those methods that will be available at the door also.
Okay. And when do the doors open? When can people
start? Like I said earlier, we want to stick with time as it is. So if we're looking at the program going to start at 7:30, and we want to see, we don't want to hope, we want our members to be there, because the interesting thing is that in as much as we paying the flower, we also want to celebrate with a purpose. So hopefully our members can be there on time, or we encourage our members to be there on time, and we can go through this program each one of those days and have a time to connect, have a time to network on each of those days. So we're not spending the entire day just talking. So we understand there are going to be different groups. There are people who come in to support different purposes, and there are people who just come in to party, and we want to accommodate each of those sections of people.
Okay.
Yes,
go ahead, Isaac.
I want to piggyback on 2 things that Daniel mentioned. One is time, and this is the University Alumni Association, and we have spoken many times in different forums about how things don't go well in Liberia. We can point to all the problems, we can point to all of the conditions, and we can be speaking about all the strategies we think we have. But this is a problem that we have, and we as university alumni students need to begin to set the pace to make that difference. We are emphasizing time for all of our events beginning this year. On the 12th, we will be meeting in an information section to all ULIBians in the nation, and that program is going to start on time, 7:30. On the Saturday, the 25th, that event will start on time. And we are encouraging our folks, let's make the difference. Sacrifice, make a commitment to be there on time, so that we can be an example of what we want to see the greater society, perform. The other thing I want to piggyback on is the $175. It may seem very big, but actually, if you consider the entire year, this is the one and only time that many of us will be making some contribution to the activities of this organization to help the university. And from that $175, I was doing an analysis and found that it's probably just $75 or maybe $55 that will go to actual help to the University Alumni Association in her efforts. Because from the 175, you will get T-shirt, you will get water bag, you will get the souvenir, you have entrance to the meet and greet, you have entrance to the dinner. If you have entrance to the farewell party, I don't know whether there's a cost to the farewell, but when you take out all those areas where people need to pay, the actual dollar value that goes to the organization to assist the university is around $45 to $55. So think about it. You pride yourself on what the university has given you and put into you that made you who you are today. Are you satisfied that throughout this whole year, the only thing you can give is $55 and you want to complain? And so that's why we really want to encourage all of our folks. We know you can do more, but we're just asking for that bare minimum. And from that bare minimum, there is so much that you are going to benefit from for this week. So come, let's be a part of that process. We want to remember that past. That past has been great. It may have not been so great. And the reason why we need to embrace the future, so that even if it was bad enough for us, we don't want it to be bad for someone else. If it was good enough for us, then we want it to be just as good for those who are coming after. And so that's that I want to.
Yeah, Mr. Palmer, let me just stress something real quick.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, so on Friday, once you pay your convention package, you have entrance to the 3 days activities. For those local folks who want to come and celebrate that Friday, there's an entrance fee, a minimum entrance fee of $10 for Friday. Now, on Sunday morning, we also have a church service, and we will be blessed to have our own dear chapter president, who is also on this platform, the Right Reverend Mother Miadat Tinsley, who will be bringing forth the word on that Sunday morning. She definitely will be, leading us to the throne of grace on that Sunday morning. That's the church service. So after the church service, then we regroup at the same hall for the all-white karaoke event, and that event is practically open to the public. So it will be free, literally free. The food gonna be free, the drinks gonna be free, the dancing gonna be free, the networking gonna be free, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
On Sunday.
Okay, sounds good. Madam President, so I mean, you work with several several groups going into convention here. What tell us why should we be excited about this convention? What is special about this convention, the DMV, that you've seen so far, that we should all be hyped up and ready to go?
Let me have Reverend Tinsley come in, and then I can come after her.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
You're muted. Okay, go ahead.
You heard our team for this year. That will be remembering the past and embracing the future. We've heard that we'll be reflecting on where we've come from, how we have been able to succeed, and what we intend to do in giving back. And the chairman rightly said at the beginning, if you don't see the need, there's nothing we can say to you that will encourage you more than informing you that our coming together and being able to network and communicate, sit, ask questions, and be a part of the solution instead of just sitting at the back and expecting things to happen. We want to invite all. You heard he's not a graduate, but he's worked. He's been working. He's still working, leading all of the things that we ought to do, and all of us here. And we hope that all of us will say within ourselves, there is a need. See the need that we ought to come together. Not only that, all of the activities, we want you to know you have an enjoyable time. From the 25th, where the reports will be given, the debate and everything. Listen, come on Friday night and let's, I don't want to say boogie down, but some of us know what we ought to do. We also want to inform this platform that Masquerade Mask will be available. You don't have to go looking for it. It will be available for sale. You can come with your significant order, come with your family, come and just enjoy. We have a lot of good River food. I see you are a Padmo. You know what the River people know what to do when it comes to food. And so you will have some nice food on Friday night. You will be entertained to assumptions breakfast and lunch on Saturday. And then, of course, man, I don't want to tell you about the dinner board. We will go back to the jitty ball. We have all of that done. We'll go to the call, the real call drill. I'm not talking about the ones where we step on each other's toes. I'm talking about the real call drill. You will enjoy yourself and you will not regret. Pay your $175.
Yeah.
If you're not a member, buy your ticket, $50. If you are a couple, buy the $75 ticket and just come and let us fellowship and have a wonderful time. This is the 9th anniversary. 9th is a time to give birth, and you Levi is about to bring forth that baby.
Yeah. So,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Thank you
Pablo,
so
so
much.
one thing also on there, so this year we have had past president come, and make remarks at our convention in time past. I mean, we're in Delaware. We had the past president, Dr. Nelson, just out Nelson was there. He brought remarks. But this time around, what makes it a little bit different, we're going to have Dr. Mapayan basically in that uh, uh, business discussion forum, and that's an opportunity that people can directly engage, and then we can hear from her some of the challenges and a way forward in terms of how those challenges can be addressed, whether it's from logistics, it's from the politics of it, but at least you get to have that discussion. So this is not necessarily past time where president just gave a brief remark and word of greetings and stuff like that. This time around is different. It's actually an engage or will be an engagement or discussion, and that's why we being strategic to reduce some of the activities so we can put more time into that, so people can walk away hearing directly from the president the challenges and how things can be done. If you got your questions, you come and bring those questions. So that's one important thing. Another thing is that elections. The direction of the organization, the future of the organization, the type of people who put in leadership to help in move of power is also up in, on the table this year. So those two things are critical for the future of the organization. So that's what we're encouraging people to just remember the 6 words in this year team: honoring the past, embracing the future.
Okay, thank you so much. Honoring the past, embracing the future. If you are just joining us, if you join us in the middle, this is Focus on Liberia in collaboration with Care Radio 95.9 in Liberia. We are live on the radio in Liberia, and we are on Facebook, YouTube, and several other social media platforms. James Imanrovia there. Could you please open up the lines? Let's announce the telephone numbers, and so students and past students in Liberia can call in and give and post their questions if they have any.
Yeah. While we're waiting for those calls, can the leadership begin to think about post convention? What are some of the initiatives you've tabled, as you prospect on the things you're likely to do, the interventions you're likely to undertake in the next year and beyond? While we wait for callers to come in, perhaps one of you could embark on that conversation. Michael,
Yes,
if
sir.
you don't mind.
Let me just announce the numbers.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, 077759959, 077759959, 0881-871-670, 0881-871-670, 0777-959-959 are the numbers to call, and let's hear from you on the program. We are in conversation with the Alumni Association of the University of Liberia, and they are talking about the convention that is upcoming very shortly. So let's hear from you, make your input, and whatever thing you want to say to them, you can also call 0777 959 959, 0777 959 959, 0881 871 670.
All right, so please let me just insert this disclaimer so that our callers are aware. This is the University of Liberia Alumni Association in the Americas. Okay, so it's a little different from the one that is in Liberia. Before the people that do something, you can cost all the money. And I'm so, but we are one family. We all come from one banana tree, you know, and we are all interested in the betterment of the university. So with that, we will definitely entertain questions. So as questions come, James, please let us know. As calls come, please let us know, and then we will break where we are, and then we'll entertain that call. All right. So, Madam President, you've been quiet a little bit here.
Yeah, I was about to answer the question
Yes,
that Dr.
please.
Williams asked. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, beyond convention, we're continuing to engage with the university to see where we can be of help. Thinking about that, I'm just going to throw this out there that in February of 2026, there's going to be a celebration of the 75th Founders Day of the University of Liberia. And so our intent is to participate in that, along with in collaboration with the University of Liberia Alumni Chorus. So the intent is to go to Liberia and be part of that celebration. And so I will turn this over to the board chair, and she can give more information on that.
Thank you, Madam President. I want to continue to applaud all of the participants today. There's a whole lot of information that's coming out, and I can't help but know that there will be good results as a result of our deliberations today. As the president said, when we talk about some of the highlights that could be at the convention, first of all, the chorus we are working on a possibility of the chorus appearing to grace the occasion. So if you've heard the chorus, the alumni chorus, if you've heard us, you might want to come and hear us again. So we encourage you. That would be one of the highlights if we can get everyone together. We're working on it. Now, as we talk about the homecoming program in Liberia next year, Dr. Mampaya and us, along with the leadership team, we are working on a possible visit to participate in the Founders Day program in Liberia. We will be involved in fundraising. We will be holding a number of concerts throughout at the university and in different locations in Liberia. We'll be involved also with the business community to raise funds to help, support some of the initiatives at the university. Part of that, when we talk about the students, as I listen to all of the talk about how we can get, the students involved, one of the things we hope to do is through collaboration with the Alumni Association and the local team on the grounds, we want to establish and execute workshops in various areas of discipline. All of these things are being done not just by ULIBA and the chorus, but in consultation with Dr. Mampaya and the university's team. So those of us who have, as you know, in ULIBA, we have people with various discipline, and a lot of talent and skills. At the same time, we have those things in the chorus because we are all Libyans. So we will be putting together workshops that we will be holding with the students in various disciplines. You have nurses, you have engineers, you have educators, all these areas. So look out for that. If you are interested in being a part of it, please let us know, because we want to do a whole lot of transfer of skills with the students while we are there. The engagement level, we hope, would be high, and the level of enthusiasm will also be high. We feel like this is a way that we can let the students know that we see you, and our goal is not just to make the university look pretty, but also to bring some values to the students surrounding in the camp and the interaction. So that's what we are looking at. We are looking for sponsorship. So if any of you on this call know of anyone who can help help us, foot the bill for us to go, we would really appreciate you pointing us into that direction. But we do have ongoing work that is happening right now. And again, like I said, in consultation with ULIBA, as well as the administration of the university and other institutions. So I hope I didn't leave anything out, Madam President, but that's the other undertaking that will be happening. So you see, we're going way all out for the university, and it's all about the University of Liberia and the students. So we hear you, we hear the students, we hear the concern. This is not an instant resolution, but we think with baby steps and constantly validating the concerns of all, we would be able to accomplish some positive goals here.
Thank you, Madam President. Michael, if I may just jump in, we have several questions. Leo's question is salient. Are there financial reports or particular deliverables for this support to the university so that we can access them, so we know where the money's going? We have Doris Norman, who's providing support for this initiative. We also have who is it? Sly Kai. He said, how can I be a part of this? That point, we're going to go over again. Famata Lincoln, thank you for your support. Let me read another question that's here. William Jala, majority of the students of the University of today are very full of, he said they're violent and aggressive tendencies. What can be done to address that? Who else do we have here? Alice Howard, thank you. Alice sends her support for this initiative. Jared Tower wants to know, so at what point in the creation of a new chapter does the nation get to know there is a new chapter? Those are the few questions we have online. Please put your questions in the chat. We have Sly, Leo, and Jerry's questions. So anyone on the platform, anyone on the team can answer the question.
So let me answer Jerry's question first. So Jerry, when a group of former students and graduates of the university get together and express their desire to form a chapter, they let the leadership know. We provide the necessary support in terms of information and all of the different requirements for the setup of that chapter. The very next step is that members of that chapter, representative of that chapter, that interim leadership will attend the convention, and after they have expressed and met the criteria for setting up through basic communication, they will attend the convention where that chapter will be presented to the national body as a chapter that is in the process or in the works of formation. And we welcome them, and then we provide all the necessary support that will lead to the chartering of that chapter. So that's where it starts. It starts with all of the basic work, and then of course we make it public. We don't do behind the scene. We say the next convention we want members to come, and sometimes they come and showcase in T-shirts, like North Carolina did, and they said we are here. We want to be a chapter. We welcome them, and then go through all of the other technical documentation process leading to chattering. So that's for your question, Jerry. So that's the point where you get to know.
Maybe we could ask Daniel, since the financial team isn't here. Daniel, you work on our finances for centuries. Could you respond to Leo's question?
Uh yes, I can, but
We
uh,
understand. We understand.
yeah,
But just for
I don't want to be
historical
the spokesman
purposes.
for the financial team, but what I can say to that question, yes, over the last couple of years, we have maintained a high level of financial transparency. There are detailed financial report. In fact, 2 years ago, we had a audit done on one of those on a 4-year period of financial statements. I believe those reports should be posted on the organization website for the last couple of years. And in those reports, from the P&L to the cash flow statement to the balance sheet, it shows the different deliverables that have happened and where we have in current asset and where we have in restricted asset and so on and so forth. So to the question, yes, there are financial reports that indicate particular deliverables and they can be found I would believe on the organization website. I know that because in terms of the preparation of report, I was part of those report preparation for the last couple of years, and um, the audit that was done to enhance our transparency for the organization.
And I can just add, to what Daniel is saying to anyone else who is concerned about, financial reporting and what have you, that ULIBA has built a system for real accountability and transparency. And I think every member in ULIBA can attest to that. So those who are not even members of the organization, if that's what you really need to know, yes, we have those financial reports that are ready, they are available, and people can see where the money is going. As a matter of fact, when we use your money, we come back and say the money we use, this is it. The president alluded to the fact that we were asked to produce or to deliver 40 solar panel lights. We
85.
did an assessment and we were able to do 85. And we came back to the people who gave the money and said, this is what we did with your money. The program was launched and the official turnover was done to the university. We have the documentation for all of those things. And so accountability is key to this leadership, to this organization, and we have followed through to make sure that we treat your money in a way that you will be willing to even give back.
Yeah, there's the question with Sylvester Kai. How can one be a part of this? Runs closely with the question from I believe Dr. Famada Lincoln. She says, "The Vice President, how can individuals join if they are not a chapter but have a desire?" I think those two questions run in tangent with each other.
Yeah, great. So let me see, and then anyone else can add.
And
You
then,
don't have to be in a
before you answer, could James just put our website up, uliba.org, www.uliba.org, so that the listening public.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. Okay. Go ahead.
All right.
Okay, so you don't have to be a member of a chapter to be a part of ULIBA. We have several individuals who are in Florida, in California, prior to even the group. They don't have a chapter there, in South Carolina, in Canada, in other places, in other states that are part of ULIBA. And so all you need to do is to let us know. We will welcome you. We will include you in our membership base. You will receive all of the information. And then if we know now that you are all the way in Takadiga City, the responsibility will be, can you find 2 other people in that space with you so we can start talking Yuliba thing and then build that momentum and see if we can find more so that we can form a chapter. So yeah, membership is open to all persons, regardless of a chapter in existence. And once we do, we have people in Texas who are part of Yuliba. There is no chapter there yet. We are still working on it. The moment we know we have people in certain areas, then we start looking for more people to see if we can build a chapter. Because the closer you are in your networking engagement, the more productive you can be in terms of what you do. So you can be a part as an individual. There is another thing that works well in Yuliba. If you're in a state that doesn't have a chapter and there's a state closer that has a
Just
chapter,
want to say that.
you can align yourself with that chapter. And if it's not a burden for you. DMV, it was initially Maryland. It became DMV and people from Virginia, other places. We even had our first member from North Carolina, Mr. Yan. And then we had a second member who was the president when there was no chapter in North Carolina. She was in North Carolina, but she was a member of the DMV chapter. And so those things happen. We are very, very welcoming. If you want to be a part, just let us know and we'll drill you through the process, make the connection, and you can start participating and supporting the effort that we are all concerting together.
And to add to that, I know that this platform right now is not just open to former students and graduates from the university that are in the Americas. I know people are listening from different walks of life. So if you are in Liberia, there is an alumni association. The president for that alumni association in Liberia right now is Mr. Martin Pennon. And so there is an organization there. So if you're in Liberia, you want to join the organization, there is a way to join that organization also, because we're coming for you in February.
That's awesome. So as we kind of head towards the finish line here, it seems like we haven't gotten any calls from Liberia, which is not strange, especially when we are speaking about Yuliba in the Americas, and about convention that's happening in the Americas. But as we kind of head to the home stretch here, I want for us, Mr. Tigwe, if we can just reiterate some of the information. I know it's a lot, but the main points for the convention: one, what are the dates? What are the main events? What state and city is going to be happening in, and how much people can buy their tickets and where they can go to buy their tickets for now.
Oh, okay. So thank you, Mr. Palmo. So the program starts on Saturday or October 25th, which will be the night of our the election debate and chapter reporting. And then Friday the next weekend, Friday, October 31st, is our welcome event and queen contest. Entrance to that event for non-members is $10. For those who have paid their packages, that event is open to you guys. I won't say for free because you did pay your package, so you have access to that particular event. We have a couple of the chapters that have their queens all set and ready to go. That's Friday night. On Saturday morning, we're going to have our elections and the business roundtable with the president of the university, Dr. McFarland. The theme for this year convention is honoring the past, embracing the future. Uh, in the evening, we're going to reassemble that same Saturday, November 1st, to have an evening ball where Dr. McFarland will be the special guest at that event. That event for single folks coming through is $50. For couples, is $75. On Sunday, we're going to have a worship service at the Little White Chapel Church, also in Silver Spring, within a very close driving distance from the venue. Uh, our Reverend Mother, the chapter president, Reverend Tinsley, will be bringing the message on that Sunday morning. Thereafter, we assemble at the same hall for a karaoke chapter event, which is also open to the public at no cost. On Sunday, it's a all white event. Uh, for those wanting to buy tickets, a Eventbrite stuff will be set up for it soon, but there will be the process of make these purchases at the door via Cash App, via Zelle, any other means, cash or check at the door also. So we're encouraging folks to come up on the weekend to participate. One of the things we're going to stress at this year convention is the issue of time. We want to stick with time as it is, as opposed to Liberian time or African time. We want to stick with the time. We also want to have enough engagement with the president, Dr. Mapaya, on Saturday, so that most of, if not all, but majority of the questions and concerns can be addressed on that Saturday morning. And that's one of the reasons why we alter our strategy so we can have that much time. But again, it cannot be efficient if we who are the participant don't show up on time. So we want to encourage that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we're going to our closing. We'll do it by protocol. So, Madam Teasley, I'll have you go first, and then Isaac, you can go second, and then Madam President, you can go third, and then Madam Chair can close things off for us. Okay.
Okay, we want to express our profound gratitude to our focus on Liberia, Dr. Williams and Director Patmore, and all of guests here this it's about almost afternoon for having us on your platform. It indeed was a great time with you, and we do appreciate you. We want to again express to the people in the DMV area as well as the Alumni Association within the Americas to encourage all of us to come and be present at our 9th anniversary. We're looking forward to seeing all of us. If you have not registered, we still are calling on you to please try to register and be present. All of the questions that you have, by the grace of God, hopefully will be answered. You've heard about the plaque at the University of Liberia. You've seen some of the pictures. You can come with your suggestions and your ideas of how we can give back to our alma mater as we honor the past and embrace the future. Thank you again, and have a blessed and a wonderful weekend until we see again. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madam Teasley. Isaac?
Yeah, I want to say thanks to the Focus on Liberia team and to you, the moderators, for having us. For anyone who is a graduate former student and you are listening to us, we encourage you to be a part of this process. This will be an experience worth experiencing. If you've never been to a convention before, this is an opportunity for you to be a part of a network of giving back for a very meaningful cause. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Smith. Madam President?
Thank you, Mr. Patmo. I want to take this time to say a big thank you to the Focus on Liberia family for allowing us to use their platform to give our message out, to all former students and graduates of the University of Liberia, and all of our partners and shareholders and those who sympathize with the university. Now you see that there's a place that you can go to be able to help. We are available and we are here ready to accept your help and use that help to move the university forward. Thank you again for allowing us to use this time.
Thank you so much, Madam President. Madam Board Chair?
Thank you. Thank you so much for, I just want to join my voice. I think everybody, all of the speakers have said in a nutshell how grateful we are and thankful. We are humble, and to the Focus on Liberia family and all of those of you Libyans who helped spearhead this program. We want to say that to all of us, that we see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all the candid discussions and the passion, the show of passion here today. As you know, talk is one thing, action is another. So now that we have all heard and have gotten involved, we look forward. I want to encourage us to continue to remain positive. Let's remain positive. There's nothing we can't tackle if we all work together. So I ask us to continue to project that image that solutions are there. It can only be achieved if we all come together and believe and remain positive. There's no situation that we cannot tackle together. So I want to encourage us. We look forward to seeing all of you at our convention. Those of you who can come, we appreciate you. Even if you can't come, there's still a way that you can make a donation to the cause. So there's no excuse that I'm not there, so I can't participate. You can participate by donating, and we will appreciate that. So to the students of the university, we hear you, we appreciate you, and you are the reason for all of this. So we want you to know that we will be there and do all that we can. We look forward to seeing you in Liberia next year. Thanks again to all of you, and we appreciate all that you do. Thanks.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And once again, you have been listening to Focus on Liberia in collaboration with Care Radio 95.9 in Liberia. We have had for the past 2 hours members of the University of Liberia Alumni Association in the Americas as they gear up for their 9th convention. They've also been answering general questions concerning the university, what's going on, and what they believe their approach will be moving forward when it comes to impacting the university in a positive way. George, you've been here. How about I'll give you the floor? You can go ahead and give your closing, sir.
Well, Michael, thanks a lot. And thanks to the leadership for showing up and addressing some of the concerns and questions that may be lingering out there. To the convention team, we look forward to working with you. All the success as this year's convention promises to be yet one of the best in Yuliba's history. We look forward to Yuliba making a difference for the university and beyond for the country. And so let's continue to work together. Thank you so much, and all the best.
All right. So there you have it, James. Thank you so much. Even though we had some technical difficulties, we're able to pull it out, and that's what matters most. So thank you so much for joining us and spending the Saturday with us. So our listeners out there in Radio Land, thank you for sticking with us and listening out. So there you have it. There is an organization called Yuliba in the Americas, and they have an intention to impact the university in a positive way. So we will all be looking out for their activities come post-convention, and we will support them in whichever way we can. Thank you guys so much for joining. We appreciate you. And on this note, we'll go ahead and close for now. You guys have a great, safe weekend, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
We are Liberia. Liberia is our home. Liberia people. Liberia.